Hello and welcome to Formula 1 2020 My Team. I'm the Fox and we're going to Montreal. This is probably one of my favourite tracks in the entire season. Before we go, we're just going to do a bit of housekeeping. So we'll just select our third sponsorship, whose objective is do a set number of laps and get paid. But first, and we'll change the car back to the green, black and white. So on to Q1. Alright, another lovely day here in Montreal as we get underway for Q1. Now we're coming down here to turn 1. We're supposed to clip the apex there and then hug it along here for turn 2 at the second bend of the set of S's, uphill a bit into turn 3, slow right down for a medium chicane, 3, 4, we mind the wall there at the right hand side, bring it off to the left for a sweep at 5, and then slow back down again for 6 and 7. Power out into the first DRS zone. And then we slow back down again for turn 8, turn 9, power out, uphill again. Mind the strip there of glass that can take the backside of the car away from you. And slow back down here for the hairpin at 10. Make sure that it's nice and tidy here. Back on the power at the kink at 11. Coming up to DRS zone 2. Passing the kick at 12, and then slow right down for turn 13, 14, a wave at the wall of champions, and then to the final DRS zone, and that's a lap of Montreal. Now we're here for Q2, but I'm just going to bring up a few points here because just before I recorded this session, Codemasters released the patch update, patch 1.05. And guess who got a post? It's the Aussie man who's in the river in the Australian Grand Prix opener. You see him out in the middle of the lake. He has now got a post. The other thing is that the times shown for the grid order at the start of a race has now been fixed as well, and so you're not getting just random times up there either. I completely missed it in my own videos. I must go back and look at it again. The other things that I missed was the Vietnam had the wrong number of DRS zones in its video as well. Completely missed that. Like, did the rest not so long ago. As well, they fixed the crash as well, where you went into time trial, beat your rival, and the game just shut down after you did it. So great things here. Just finishing the lap there of Q2, and we're nice and steady into Q3. Another thing is that I changed difficulty as well in this game, so I'm not going too hard on the AI. So I went from 70 up to 85 up in the Monaco live stream. I brought it down a touch, and apparently I'm really good in Montreal. For the glitchiness as well, I can't fix that. I have no idea how to fix the glitchiness in my recordings. But if we want to go for realism, we do see that bit of glitchiness in the real F1 cars, so I'm kind of happy to leave it. See that? You didn't see that crash. What crash exactly? Then again, I don't mind admitting I hit the wall of champions, being a champion myself, in my own mind. Sometime.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Bottas, Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. And once again to go racing here in Montreal, the second largest French-speaking city in the world, and home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. fastest races of the season here at the circuit Gilles-Villeneuve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners, the very last of which has its very own infamous history. Could be the cause of a... Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box. Win in the end.
There are never any gaps in this business, but certainly the performance last one.
Exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Green, Albon, Perez, Norris, Roman, Russell, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Daniel Kvyat, Gasly, Magnussen, Mazepin, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time to go out, so let's head down to this Grand Prix underway.
Alright, we're set up here in 6th. We have DRS on. And we're going to see if we can stay with these lads. I break early, too early. That's leaving Verstappen by. I'm hugging tight on the right hand side, leaving no one pass. Forward, and it seems to me that we're just keeping pace, but I don't think that's going to last. I'll just give Verstappen a nudge, just let him know I'm there, and he's hurried along. So I think that just played back against me in that. So we skip forward on. So Verstappen has left me sitting, and I have Perez behind me keeping me company. So what I've been doing is using the ERS to get up the hill past turn 9 and here along the straight just to get up to the 8th gear. Now everyone's has made their pit stops at this stage. Southampton will come into 8 and 9 together. I come out on top. I still have to pit at this stage, and I am pitting at the end of this lap. So here I am, we're pitting in. We're going for just a one stop and going from soft to hards, and just hopefully to keep these going until the end of the race.
Pit strategy complete.
Now
These tyres through to the end now.
And now I see, try and make the best I can to slot in somewhere and just hold my ground until now. And there's Norris parked up at the side of the road. And we have Stroll here trying to take a place from me. We know we keep him at bay. And he tries again then, coming into turn 8. I keep on the inside, lock the door, tell him no, not today, it's not happening.
Vettel is in the pits.
Now, we meet Verstappen here at the exit of turn 2, and he just completely bits me, left me sitting. I'm on old mediums here, but he's after coming in for his pit stop. With Perez coming down on the left hand side of me, I stand on the inside, closing the door shut. Like his teammate, I'm saying no, not today. It's not happening. So I decided now.
Roger that. Soft tyres at the next pit stop.
So I decided to go for the soft tyre here. We just put in and try and get a fastest lap time. But Perez got the better of me there, so I went away and took the exit road. So here we are, swapping out the old hards for the new softs, and we now find ourselves right behind good Gilles-Villeneuve and Ocon. He breaks my wing into the wall of champions, so we have another go. No, it's still in my way. We have another go. We slow it down that time, and now we just follow on, and we take him here coming into turn 6. And that's that done. And we take Ocon as well.
Not finish on the current settings.
We want to take Ocon at turn 6 as well. We poured out on it and we see if we can go again. Unfortunately not. We just didn't have that much in the tank to get a fastest lap. And that is the Montreal Grand Prix. I really hope you enjoyed this commentary, because it was kind of... It's really new to do this on the fly and to look back and see kind of mistakes that you made, and I suppose it's got to be a learning experience for all of us.
Truly magnificent drive then, and a great performance from the entire team to secure victory here in Canada. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. they were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs. And that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team. And they certainly deserve it. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from the owner drivers team this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
I'm going to leave you here with the highlights of the race. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next video.